What is going on, my friends? Welcome back to Amusement Time. In honor of WrestleMania weekend, why don't we dive back into the collection and check out some of our autographs, some of our wrestling belts, some of the cool stuff that we have from WWE, and just wrestling memorabilia in general. You know what? Let's get to it. Alright guys, before we get started, do me one quick favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It's one free way to help support us and it really does help us out. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, to start off with my WWE collection, let's start off with the Funko Pops, because I know a lot of you guys here are here for the Funko Pops. So let's see, of course we got the autographed ones up top, but let's start with the lower ones. We got, sorry about the glare, of course I have the window on the opposite side, and if I close the window, it'll be too dark. Okay, so we have the Sergeant Slaughter, we have Shinsuke Nakamura, we have Ronda Rousey, and of course, the Hardy Boys. I need to get that one signed someday, definitely. Then we have this Funko Shop exclusive Rocky Pop. We have a Vince McMahon, Seth Rollins, and Asuka. Two Asukas. This one is here with her makeup. This one, regular face. And then on to the autographs, we have Alexa Bliss. Oh, let me see if you guys can hear me better now. We have Alexa Bliss. We have Shawn Michaels, we have Ric Flair, Roman Reigns, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. These two, some of my favorite autographs in the entire collection. You know, most of these, I want to say, yeah, all of these autographed Funko Pops, I had gotten these from a website. Now it is called Dark Parlor Originals. But back in the day, I can't remember, they used to have a wrestling subscription box or a box that you could purchase monthly. And that's where I got these ones from. And now that they've changed to Dark Parlor Originals, boom, I've gotten those two from them, but they have a whole bunch of cool autographs, celebrity autographs from horror movies and wrestling. I just usually get the wrestling pops from them, because when it comes to horror movies, I want to get these autographs myself. I want to go to the conventions and get them autographed, but wrestling ones, tucked back here behind Michael Myers. I also have the Toys R Us exclusive New Day 3-pack. That one's pretty cool, especially because Toys R Us are very slim now. They're actually making a return, I've seen. Which one is your favorite from the Funko Pops, guys? I have to say mine, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin, one of my favorite wrestlers. So definitely Stone Cold Steve Austin or Roman Reigns. I can't tell which one. It was probably Stone Cold. Which one's your favorite, guys? Let me know. We also have this autographed Cody Rhodes print that we had gotten at a live event. I want to say 2 years ago here. There was a live event, and of course they have a whole bunch of merch for sale at their live shows, and they had these autographed prints for sale at the merch booth, you know, so we had to get one. We also had an extra one that we had done as a giveaway for one of our subscribers here on the channel when we had first started. You know, maybe we'll do another wrestling giveaway in the future, you know, but make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out if we do. Okay, now on to the main wrestling wall where we have our chairs, we have our belts, we have multiple chairs, and a whole bunch of autographs. So let's go start on the left side over here. Alright guys, so the chairs and then the autographs that we got on the belts, and of course like the takeover. In 2019, we had went to the 2019 Royal Rumble in Phoenix. And for that weekend, they also had an all-access event where you can meet so many of the wrestlers. I don't know if they still do those access events, but if they do, they are definitely worth it. I'm not sure if they still do them, but if they don't, they need to bring them back. But they are definitely worth it. I know that it's a different world now because of COVID and everything, but the 2019 Royal Rumble, they had an awesome access event where you can meet so many of the main roster. Of course, if you wanted to meet like the bigger superstars, it costs more. Like my son got to meet AJ Styles. I had met Seth Rollins, and of course that was like $150 to meet them and to get their autograph. But majority of the main roster, you could just meet them. As long as you paid for the access, you got their autograph, you could meet them. It was so freaking cool. I know it's a lot different now. I'm sure they want their money too. It's a lot different now. People want to, if they're going to sign something, they want to make money, you know. But during that weekend, we had went for the access. So we drove out to Phoenix, and then on Friday night, there was an access. You know, so you got to meet a whole bunch of the superstars, and at different times they had, so Friday night there was an access, Saturday there was 2 different accesses, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and then there was another one, I want to say Sunday morning before the Royal Rumble. You know, but we had went to the Friday night access, and then Saturday morning we had went to another access, and then that night we had went to the Phoenix Takeover, Saturday night. Sunday morning, the next day, we had went to another access. That's when I met Seth Rollins, that's when Cameron had met AJ Styles. And then we had also went to the Royal Rumble that night on Sunday, you know, so it was just a whole giant weekend full of wrestling, it was one of the coolest wrestling weekends ever, just a whole non-stop wrestling weekend, you know, but we got to meet so many awesome people. Monday, of course, we had Raw, Monday Night Raw, and then Tuesday was when SmackDown, because SmackDown was on Tuesdays then. You know, so it was a whole, from Friday till Tuesday, nonstop wrestling. It was so much fun. I know Cameron loved it. It was so much fun. You know, Cameron had a blast. We all had a blast. You know, but of course we have our SmackDown chair. I do not have the Raw chair, you know, but we have the TakeOver chair from the TakeOver show. That was Sunday, sorry, or that Saturday. See, it has the Phoenix TakeOver, has the date and everything on it from NXT. And we also have the whole card that wrestled that night. They had this for sale at the merch booth where every single person who was wrestling on that card autographed it. So we have Tommaso Ciampa, we have Aleister Black, you know, the whole entire card. There's who is that? Ricochet, Johnny Gargano. Oh my goodness, like it's the best of the best who was on NXT at that time. So freaking cool, you know. So that is from the NXT TakeOver. And of course, we have the belts. You know, on the front of my son's belt, he has Aleister Black. I want to say that's AJ Styles' autograph. And then we also have Tommaso Ciampa, Kurt Angle. Some girl had signed, I can't remember, signed underneath Tommaso Ciampa's name when we weren't looking. And I was like, oh, she snuck that one in on us. We usually tried to flip the belt because we only wanted people who were really, really big and important to us on the front. But she was sitting next to somebody. I think it was at the time that Cassandra was having Aleister Black signed my belt. The lady next to Aleister Black had Cameron's belt, and she didn't get a chance to flip it because she was talking to Aleister Black, and she snuck it in right there on the front. I don't know who it is, but shame on you. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, I don't know who it is, but little funny story there. Yeah, but there's Aleister Black, there's AJ Styles, Tommaso Ciampa, Kurt Angle, and the same on mine. I have Aleister Black up there. Mine has Seth Rollins, and then I have Tommaso Ciampa, and then Kurt Angle. Sorry, I have the kitty tower here. Let's see, can I get some light? Kurt Angle. You know, and on the back there's so many wrestling autographs, so I'll have to flip them over here in a second so you can see all the autographs that are in the back. It is insane. But of course, there on the wall we also have Otis's autograph on an Elite figure. Very cool too. And of course, up top we have Ric Flair. We have Shawn Michaels, Aleister Black, Zelina Vega. Look, it's like there's their husband and wife. It's a couple. Then we also, of course, have Edge. Oh my goodness, why am I brain farting his name right now? How can I not remember his name? Adam Cole? What's his name? I can't remember. Let me know if you guys remember. What is his name, guys? It's gonna bug me. It's been that many years, but we have Kevin Owens. There's a picture of Cameron with AJ Styles. And then there is, oh my goodness, what is his name? Bobby Roode. Yeah, Bobby Roode. That's it. And then we also have Papa Shango. You can't really see it because of the kitty tower. I'm sorry about that. You know, but I even have more autographs that we don't have framed up. You know, maybe that's what we'll do in the future. We'll do another autograph giveaway in the future. Let me know in the comments if we should do another WWE giveaway with an autograph or something in the future. Let me know what should we do as a giveaway. Alright, now we're going to have to pull down this belt because there are so many autographs on the back of this belt. You guys definitely need to see, so let me pull down my belt real quick so you can check that out. I also forgot we have this Bray Wyatt figure. It was such a dope figure that we made sure I had to get one just so that way I could hold on to it. Because when Bray Wyatt came out as The Fiend with his head lantern, so freaking cool. It was when The Fiend first started and they made the first Fiend figure. I had to get that. My son collected wrestling figures because he played with wrestling figures a lot, so of course we had to get one for him so he could play with one. And then we had one that I had to put in the collection. You know, I only have 2 figures, and it's the autographed Otis and then this one. So freaking cool, guys. Alright, but let's pull down this belt so you guys can get a closer look on who signed the back of this belt. So look, there's a better look at that chair. Oh, it looks like I'm going to have to fix these hooks. I'm going to have to put nails in so that way they hold better. One of these days it's just going to fall. Boom! It already has fallen, you know, but one of these days it's going to happen again. Alright guys, the back of this belt is full of autographs. Like I'm talking about, that Access event had so many people to get their autographs, you know, so let me point out some that I can actually make out. Of course, one of the favorites, Rhea Ripley. Look, it's right next to Buddy Murphy, because at the same time Buddy Murphy was on the roster for WWE. So look, we got Rhea Ripley, we got Buddy Murphy. Let's see who else we got that we can recognize. This one is Carmella's. This one is Otis. Again, Otis was one of the coolest people that we met at the entire freaking event. Like he's the only person that thanked us for being there. You know, like I said, I had met Seth Rollins, and I got the front. Let me flip this bad boy. I had gotten, sorry, this is a box that we decorate for the kitties, so that way they can rest on it. Hey, but it's working as a stand right now. But I had Seth Rollins sign this for me. You know, and when I met him, I can't even remember if he said like 2 words to me, to be honest. You know, I can't even, you know, like he didn't smile. You know, I honestly, he said, you know, hello or how's it going. But other than that, he didn't say anything to me. You know, it was just all solemn and, you know, like I said, he didn't say 2 words. I paid $150 to get, I guess it was just for the dang autograph, because meeting him was pretty much like talking to myself, because he didn't say 2 words to me, you know. So like they say, don't meet your heroes. Don't meet your heroes, guys. Because some of them, you never know. All right, guys, who else do we have here? We have Sonya Deville back when she was on the WWE roster. Let's see, who else can I recognize? I'm not sure. Oh, there's Dana Brooke. You know, yeah, but of course we have Otis and his teammate from Heavy Machinery at the time, because he was in Heavy Machinery at the time of the autograph, and they were both together. So I know that they both have to sign it. I just don't know where the other autograph is. You know, but I bet a lot of people's favorite from all of these has to probably be the Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley was so nice too, because I believe it was right when she had transferred over from the what was it, NXT UK? Because that's where we had originally saw her from, was the NXT UK. And when we asked her to sign the belt, she's like, you know who I am? And we're like, yeah. You know, and now look at her. She's like the biggest woman superstar in WWE, you know. And but look how funny that is, that her autograph is right there next to Buddy Murphy as well, too. You know, very cool. Very, very cool, you know, but tons and tons of autographs on these belts. Look, we could have fit more. You know, look, some of them are a little smudged because I made the mistake of throwing it over my shoulder. I should have let it dry a little bit better. Okay, but tons of autographs. Which one's your favorite autograph that you can make out? Like I said, there's Buddy Murphy, Rhea Ripley. Who else is there? There's Carmella. There's Otis Dozovic. I'm pretty sure that was his name, his last name. There's Dana Brooke, Sonya Deville. Who else signed it? I know I also have where is Samoa Joe's? Like, Samoa Joe signed this. Like, there's so many cool people. I think that might be Samoa Joe's right there. I'm not sure for a fact, but this might be Samoa Joe's. I can't tell. Like, that might be an S and then A and then a J. Like, that might be Samoa Joe's, you know. But so many cool autographs, guys. Who's your favorite? I think that's Peyton Royce, you know, from the Iconics at the time. And that, I think, is Billy Kay. So there's Peyton Royce and Billy Kay from the Iconics, you know. But tons of autographs, you know, because the roster was deep at that time. So freaking cool, you know. But let me know, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite from this belt, guys? My son's belt is exactly the same, has all the same autographs on the front. The only difference is mine has Seth Rollins on the front, and his, of course, is a different belt. It's the WWE Championship belt. Mine's a Universal belt. Mine has Seth Rollins on the front. It would have Roman Reigns, but at the time Roman Reigns was sick and he was out. Remember, guys? So I don't have Roman Reigns, or it would have been Roman Reigns autograph, but it was Seth Rollins. I wish it was Roman Reigns, because Seth Rollins didn't say a damn word to me. But got Seth Rollins on the front, compared to Cameron's has AJ Styles. But at least he was able to meet AJ Styles. You know, he had a good time. AJ Styles seemed like a really, really nice guy. You know, so I'm happy he had a good time. Very, very cool. You know, but we've got tons of autographs. We also have all the same autographs that are on the back of the belt on this jersey. We have this jersey in here. It's a little dusty because we need to put it in a frame eventually. But when I was getting my belt signed and Cameron would get his belt signed, Cassandra would get this jersey signed. You know, so it has Tommaso Ciampa's there. Oops, sorry, I made it go out of focus. Kurt Angle's, you know, all the same autographs, but on their jersey. So the front and back of that jersey is also signed from the 2019 Royal Rumble in Arizona. Yeah, but I'm not sure if they do access events like that anymore, because as you saw, there was so many autographs that we got on those belts, and you just had to pay for that access event, and I believe it was, I can't remember how much the price was for the access event, but I'm pretty sure it's just like a Comic-Con where it was like $40 or something like that per person, and you got like a little time slot between like 3 or 4 hours. Like the nighttime one that we went on Friday night, I want to say was from like 6 to 9 o'clock or from 5 to 9 o'clock, and then the daytime ones that we went to the next morning was from like 9 to 12, and I believe they had another one from 1 to 4 or something like that. There was like a couple hour segments, you know, and you just paid the $40 to get into that little time window, and each of the 3-hour segments had different superstars, you know, so depending on what superstar you wanted to see, it would tell you which access event you wanted to go to, you know, and all of the autographs, you know, we didn't have to pay for any of the autographs besides the Seth Rollins and the AJ Styles one that my son had got, you know, because they were, I guess, you know, the bigger superstars you had to pay more for, so, you know, so AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, at the time, I want to say Charlotte Flair, who else? Daniel Bryan, I want to say, because he was the champion, he was the WWE champion at the time. Who else? I want to say, of course, like Sasha Banks and Bailey, they were a meet and greet, but they were together, I want to say. So you can meet two people at the same price, you know. So they had a whole bunch of cool different meet and greets. I don't know if they do that kind of stuff anymore, though. Yeah, nowadays, I wouldn't be surprised if they were to have the same kind of event, but you pay the $40 or so to get in. It looks like I have a mohawk. But it looks like you pay, like, I bet you would pay like 40 or something to get in, and then you'd still have to pay per autograph, because that's how superstars and people get their money nowadays, you know. So I wouldn't be surprised if those kind of accesses are long gone, you know. And then plus after like COVID and stuff like that, to be able to have that many people meeting like all your superstars right before the events, I'm not sure if they still do this kind of stuff. I'd have to look into it because I haven't looked into it in a while. But if they do still do like the access events, they are worth it, you know, to be able to meet all the superstars on the roster, you know, if you really wanted to, you know. So if WWE, if you don't do those, you need to bring those back, because they were really cool, they were really worth it. I don't care if you raise the price, you know, but that would be the bummer, though, is like if you had to pay for everybody's autograph, then it's just be like a Comic-Con, you know, and then it would just make it not worth it, because nobody has thousands of dollars to go get everybody's autograph like that. It would have to be the same kind of thing where maybe you could raise it, you know, make it like $100 or whatever, but you can get everybody's autograph that's there, and if there's 20 superstars or a certain amount of superstars, you know. But they definitely need to do something like that again, because it's worth it. But I understand the superstars probably been against it because they want their money, you know. They want to do autographs and signings and get paid, you know, compared to WWE getting majority of the money, you know. But definitely worth it if they still do it. If you don't, they need to bring them back. But let me know, what is your favorite autograph in the collection? You know, like I said, I have the Funko Pops up there, Stone Cold Steve Austin, oop, can you see him? Roman Reigns, stuff like that, you know. But we have those ones up there. Of course, we have the Rhea Ripley. I suspect that the Rhea Ripley autograph is going to be a lot of people's favorites. She is the biggest superstar right now in WWE, you know. But let me know, what is your favorite autograph from the collection? Mine might be the Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know. I wish I had, I do have Roman Reigns now. I wish I had the Roman Reigns on the belt. Like I said, if I would have been able to meet Roman Reigns at the time instead of Seth Rollins, I definitely would have, you know. But let me know, which is your favorite autograph from the collection, or even just what is your favorite item in the collection? It could be the belts, it could be some of the autographs, it could be one of the Funko Pops, who knows, it could be the figure, the Fiend figure, you know, rest in peace Bray Wyatt, you know. But let me know, what is your favorite thing from my WWE collection, and also let me know which match you're most excited for WrestleMania and who you hope is going to win, guys. Alright, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys have a fun weekend watching WrestleMania, and until next time, I will see you guys later.